Shout out Sniper T on the beat.
Tamara to the break of dawn is on the rise, with life on the forefront of the mind. So line for line, you can ride this brain train and you can change your station without even touching the dial. So relax, stay a little bit, but listen for a while. And whether you're bumping this in the whip or in a business fit, it's a meeting you won't want to miss. A meeting for a meal to feed the soul with words for the mind. So sit back, enjoy the ride. Time to take off, it's time to fly. Cause Tamara to the break of dawn is on the rise.
Hey y'all, hey, it's me, Tamara. Hey, yes, happy new year 2021. He done got old enough to drink, so I don't know if that's a good thing, but it's 2021. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you are new, I appreciate you. New episodes come back. The new episodes drop every Thursday. So, side note, when y'all watch this episode that drops Thursday, because this will have dropped before Thursday, you're going to see my hair is going to look different than how you see in this, and then you're going to see it come back to this. So, don't even worry about the fact that that was recorded before this. Like, don't trip. You know what I'm saying? But I'm good. So, new listeners, make sure you come back every Thursday. New episodes drop, like I said. And day 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. Thank you. I appreciate you. I keep doing this and trying to grow and get better because of you. Follow me on social media, and I'm gonna start doing the weekly podcast shout out just in the beginning. So, Stressed, Depressed, and Anxious podcast. The website is in the episode notes. I have never listened to this show, but let me tell you how I met her, okay? You feel me? So on the Twitter, I done met tons of podcasters and other types of content creators on the Twitter. So I was on there. She had liked the tweet, or I don't know, something happened, and then she DM'd me and she was like, "Hey, I hope you are gonna participate in the Twipods." And I'm like, "What the fuck is a Twipods?" Well, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, because what it is it was an awards show or an awards thing that she did, and I woke up the next day. I had told her, like, at me in the tweet so I know when you tweet about it, or something. So I woke up the next morning and she had at me, but then all of a sudden, like, I was getting all these notifications about all these people nominating me for best minority podcast. And I was like, whoa, I didn't even like ask none of y'all to do this. Y'all just saw this and thought of me. Like, that's crazy. And so then once I was like, oh, hey, y'all nominate me too. Once I saw other people was, because I'm like, well, let's try to get it. I didn't think I was going to get the polls, but I did. And then I didn't think I was going to win, but not only did I win, but I like won. Like, it was 3 of us competing, which one of them is a podcast that I like. So I was like kind of torn, like, dang, if this wasn't me, I would vote for them. You know what I mean? But shout out to Take Up Space Pod, because that's who the other one was, and I didn't like that I was going against them, and I had never heard of the other person.
Take Up Space. Shout out to Leah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I won that, and so I won some prizes or whatever, and yeah. So that is the weekly podcast of the week, the shout out. Next shout out or whatever. Special thanks to my guests who, if you're watching visuals, make sure y'all check out the visuals. But you see, we got Cedric, my little brother, he's back. We got Baylor, he's basically a co-host now. He's been on here more times than anybody else.
Hey y'all, hey.
But yeah, I appreciate them because they I literally just text them on like a Wednesday. It was like, hey, can we do this show? And by that next Monday, we was recording, or Tuesday or something, someday. I think it was Tuesday.
I think it was Tuesday.
Yeah, it was a Tuesday.
But still, the whole point is, man, the turnaround time was quick. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate y'all for that. Say what's up to the people. I've been talking for a minute.
What's up, people? What's up, people? This is Cedric out here.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, y'all. Hey, this is Baylor.
I feel it. All right. So how was your new year? What y'all do? I was winning awards. I'm a 2020 Twipods Award winner. You feel me?
I heard that.
Hey, that's what's
If
up.
y'all want to celebrate with me, y'all can PayPal me. That's in the episode notes. You can cash at me. That's in the episode notes. Or you could buy me a coffee.
Let's drink to that. We'll drink to that. We'll drink to that.
Yeah.
I ain't got my drink with me, but
I got the tea on my cup. Is for the TM special. You feel me? Mm-hmm.
I like that. That. I need to get me a cup like that has a C on it.
Kayliana got that for me for one Christmas or something. All right, so yeah, what y'all do for New Year's?
Nothing much. Just chill with the family.
Yeah, just kind of chill. Went out a little bit that night, but just kind of just chill.
I was at the house winning awards. You feel me? Like
I was off that day.
Watching movies with Janae. Like my phone was going off like crazy with notifications. And I just sat there. I didn't even pick up my phone. I just sat there watching whatever movies Janae had me watching. Cause like you know what I'm saying? I'm like, to everybody else, if I stop podcasting, most of them won't care. You know what I'm saying? Ain't none of them gonna check on me. Maybe a few. I will, I have met some people that like I have their phone number. So you know what I'm saying? We've talked or whatever. So but for the 99% of them niggas ain't gonna care. So it's just but I'm her only mom. Like I'm her everything. So yeah, that's how my new year was. All right, y'all. So Big Rich Towne, volume 2. Man. You know what? Real quick, y'all, we're gonna be discussing Power Book 2. Again, shout out to them for this was just an idea. I love the people that when I be like, ooh, I want to do this. Like I've had like Paco, one day I text him and we recorded that same day. I was like, hey, can we do this today? And he was just like, yeah, you know what I mean? So I appreciate Juice too, my year-end episode. I love the people that when I be like, ooh, and get an idea and they just with it. So again, shout out to y'all. We're gonna talk about for sure episodes 108, which is Family First, episode 109, which is Monster, and the season finale, episode 110, Heart of Darkness for sure. Y'all can add whatever else, you know what I'm saying, you want to add to it, but I definitely want to discuss those. Is there anything off? I don't want to start, so somebody else could go first. I'll just put it like that.
Well, I guess they had they did a smooth transition into, I guess, Tommy's up and coming episodes. But even though I'm looking forward to, I'm actually looking forward to all of them. But it's gonna be interesting seeing Kanan.
Yeah, for sure.
So now,
did you watch the music video?
I ain't watched no music video.
Yeah, he made a music video he made the theme song already for Raising Kanan, which comes out summer 2021 according to Stars. And they did a music video and released it on Saturday after the I think, or maybe it was Sunday, something after the finale.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah, I just didn't get to watching it just yet, but I did see that they had that little premiere there.
I'll go back and check it out. But they definitely left the book open to continue this series though. So they did a good job doing that. And it can go so many different ways. I almost forgot to watch it this morning because I usually because we don't talk about it until Wednesday evening.
Okay.
And so I usually watch it either Tuesday night or I watch it Wednesday morning because surprisingly a lot of people haven't been on Twitter spoiling it. You know what I mean?
I haven't seen anything on Twitter.
Not really too many Twitter spoils.
A lot of people. I don't think a lot of people was on it like they was on the last series.
No,
but
for sure.
I just gotta stay away from the. But even I gotta give a shout out to my group chats. They'll just put wow, oh my god, this shit really happened. You know what I mean? So I'd be like, all right, so now I got something to look forward to.
Dang, you made me think of something, but I forgot. So,
I mean, look, is wide open now. 50 has damn near almost created. I mean, he still has a while ago when I compare it to this person, but well, not this person, but this universe. He has a chance to create a Marvel universe.
Oh yeah, man. Listen,
he does.
Do you know how many people? Because what Courtney said, if they're not dead, they have the opportunity to come back. You see how 2-Bit came back, man.
Yeah, right.
My nigga 2-Bit, like So you're right. I was thinking that same thing because I was thinking about what if Cash came back with an episode because he's mad because he found out Tasha, so then he's beefing with Tariq. It could be that Elisa Marie. You know what I'm saying? She about to be raised by the mob.
But the thing is, I'm looking further. Like he literally, no lie, if he had the writers behind him, or if he just knew how to keep them, if he knew how to keep refreshing the writers for this show, and I mean, there got to be some creative minds. He can do a 10-year stretch because if you really think about it, look how many series he's got coming up, right? And I think we 10 years from now we can be talking about some show, and it's like, look, if you don't get it, man, you got a gang of shows to catch up.
Well, here's the thing, though, too, is that by saying power never ends, there's that. But then also they did a really good job, like you said, of transitioning away from the first book to where they tied the loose ends of Tasha's trial. Because I just remember thinking, like, I can't imagine this whole series be her fucking, is she gonna go to jail? Like, what type of timeline is that gonna be? Then I was like, oh, so they're gonna have her on the show in jail like Ghost? Like, what is, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that.
Not only that, but they've done great character development. That's the number one thing. Like if you can't develop the characters outside of the main characters, then the show is not going to last that long. Because eventually you're going to kill off one of the main cats, and then you're going to depend on the other main actors and actresses to anchor the show. And he's done a great job with giving a lot of role players big time parts in this show.
Right.
Like if they don't kill off, like in on the Breaks media on Breaks Radio, we still call him Bobby Brown. I know his name is Kane, but he will always be Bobby Brown. So if that character actually stays alive, he to me can carry a whole series by himself.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that loose cannon can do that.
I like the range he has in how he's a really good actor.
Yeah, I think he can because how reckless he is.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like you can not all the characters. Don't get me wrong, but we know Tommy can, or we know at least we know he will. You know what I mean? And then they also have the backstories. So I ain't gonna lie to you. when it comes to Tate, I'm like, it's got to be some filthiness in that series because now we're talking about from a political
Oh
view.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm
Well, you
pretty sure.
see how the
Yeah.
DNC came in and was like, told the stenographer to get out, told the
Mm-hmm.
judge to get out,
Yeah, he
shut
came in.
all
Oh yeah.
that shit down, and was like, "This is what's about to happen." Threatened the
Right.
judge. You want to get sent to Utica or whatever he
Right.
said.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a lot of backdoor stuff going on right now.
Mhm.
yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
backdoor stuff going on.
So let's talk about real quick, or I guess one of my points I wrote down was Tasha and Tariq's dynamic, because here we have Tasha like wanting Tariq to be in school, wanting Tariq to focus on that, right? Do what he got to do to get to the money, right?
Mhm.
But then also, whenever a time arises in which she may need him to be a killer, then it's take out Tamika, take out Epiphany. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, you want him to be a goon when you want him to be a goon, but then when he tells you what he's doing and the decisions that he's making as a man out here literally by himself, you be trying to like parent. I'm not gonna say you ever stop parenting your kids, but like he's a man, and you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's a man-ish.
I mean,
Oh no, he's a man.
you
He's
you got
definitely a man.
him. If you feel like he could kill somebody, then and you're trying to sick him on people. See, that's the thing is that
But that's her behind bars though.
And
So
she did that
so
because she didn't have a choice too.
she didn't have a choice. When you on the outside and you're right next to your child, no matter, I don't care how old he is, that's gonna be your child.
well, yeah.
Her master plan is to get away now that I'm out.
Mhm.
So it's like all that stuff that I had you do, I had no choice but to let you do it because I wasn't gonna be able to stop you anyway. But now that you're right here in arm's reach, all right, we gotta bounce.
I don't know though, because she showed him the game because he wanted it when she was in arm's reach, and at that point nobody thought they was going to jail. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think Ghost was
At the
dead
time.
yet.
At that point, but yeah,
Yeah.
but you know things change, and now you got somebody that's willing to kill both of y'all.
Well, no, I
So
brought that up because I'm just saying, like, she didn't necessarily have to do that then. She was out. But I don't know. She made the choice to.
but they was
But
going to come after her regardless, though. They're
was
coming at
Ghost?
they're
Ghost
coming at
wasn't dead yet at that point.
Nah.
Ghost wasn't dead, but under a lot of heat. So I mean, eventually,
I mean, I guess, yeah, I see what you're saying.
anything that happens with him, they're gonna
Mhm.
come to her first anyway.
Right.
Mhm.
Now, if the whole thing would have went a whole totally different way, let's just say, Ghost does get elected. He doesn't die. That's a
Mhm.
whole totally different story. Honestly, I don't think anybody cares what happens with Tasha.
All right, but check it, because
I
so
do.
you remember the last time we recorded, you said that Drew got to be at a certain level of wherever a killer's at to be able to do what he did, and then you see how the next episode this nigga beat the hell out of that GTG dude and was about to basically kill him if somebody wouldn't have stopped him. And I just remember your words ran through my head. I was like, "Yep." He sure is at that level, and it's mainly how he looked while he was doing it.
He reminds me.
Yeah.
He reminds me of the Hulk.
Yeah. Drew is
Yeah, that makes
he,
sense.
he's a good character. I like Drew. I like his character.
Mhm.
I just didn't like the decision he made in the shop when he got shot. But other
That's
than that,
right.
Yeah, he
You got-
should have listened to Monet when she said no.
yeah, coming around with 100 round drums.
Yeah, I mean, but it's certain things that they got to put in the show to make it go on. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Because if he doesn't get shot, I mean, it's a lot of stuff that we wouldn't be talking about now. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it seems like, again, I'm gonna call him Bobby Brown. It seems like he's back in the family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or he's working his way back into getting the trust from mom. So yeah, I would have been real sad if they actually killed him off.
Let's talk about
The
the
one-
Tejada family real quick, though.
Well, one thing before we get into that too, because I wanted to say, because you brought up 2-Bit. What happened to 2-Bit like towards the end, those last 3 shows? I feel like he should have came around a little bit more because we seen the text message, the first episode of, I think it was the monster episode, when he got the text and he said, "I need 50K by the end of today."
Mm-hmm.
After that, we never heard from 2-Bit again.
Yeah, and I thought our guess was, which now we know the answer, but my guess for this week was, I thought he was going to have a major role towards the end. I thought he was going to end up killing Bobby Brown. I thought he was going to kill Kane. I thought Tariq was going to set that up to where he killed Kane.
I was actually surprised that Jabari was the one that went so early.
But I
Oh my God.
I was happy. He was a fucking creep, dude. Like,
he was. I would have been more okay, honestly, with Tasha going than Jabari at that moment. I think they could have used him a little bit more. They kind of was setting it up, and then they just kill him off out of nowhere. So it's like, okay.
But not this episode, but it was after 107. So after we recorded that last Big Rich Towne Volume 1, if you didn't go back and listen to it, but after we recorded that was when it clicked in my mind, like, okay, this is a new series. Like, I'm still thinking in the old way because it really hasn't been that long since we watched it, and it's set up based off that, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't until we got to 108 that I was like, this is a different series. Like, this is not the same. And one of the things that really showed it was Monet putting the gun to Tommy's head, because kind of like he said, who you rolling with that got the balls to pull a gun on me? You know what I mean? And I love that she didn't know who he was, because I've seen on Twitter and mainly Twitter, where people have been wondering, did they know them or whatever. And if he didn't know Tommy, she know Ghost. You know what I mean? Like, if she knew who Tasha was based on research and had no idea anything else, so that
I don't think they're on Ghost level yet. Like, that family.
Right.
Probably not, but I just like that was a different, though, back to Tommy dynamic of, her having the upper hand and and not being scared about him. And then when she called him a nigga and yeah. So the Tejadas, cause they're the main family. Like, ain't no Tasha, ain't no Tommy, ain't no Yaz, although he may like send money or something, but it's like the Tejadas is his family now, even though it's business. And their dynamic is very interesting because it's like, how old are their kids? That's number one. Like, how old is these niggas supposed to be? And why is Kane the black sheep if she made him that way? If she's the one who made him that way, and she knows he acts off of emotion, and she knows he got it from her, like all the shit she said in, I think it was 110, like.
But she's not the best person to you still have to be a parent, though. That's the thing. That was my main complaint about her character in general, is that she's always mad. And so she doesn't act like a parent. It's like she's a boss. And the thing, and that's cool. That's cool that she actually did create these kids. She actually did create that monster. At the same time, you got to be, and he got to take some accountability too.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Because he was hating on Tariq, but at the same time, it stemmed from him wanting to protect the family. but he wanted to do it his way. And
Mhm.
then she has to know, like, look, this is how I'm operating business right now. I need you to chill. I need you to chill. So they never sat down and really squashed it or whatever. And and there was a few bodies that had to hit the floor before they started to come back. Like, and he had to get his ass whooped by some you know what I'm saying? Like it was just a lot. But when you got two, she has an attitude all the goddamn time, and he a live wire, and he just he killing people off of emotions. It's not gonna work.
She killing people off of emotions too.
Yeah. Well, Rico Esquire from ATL.
Man, Rico had
that serious at all.
Rico had about 5 minutes of TV time between two shows.
Right.
Not even. Maybe 2.
And they made his character look so threatening at first. And I'm like,
and then as soon as he opened his mouth, I was like, oh no, this is that dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
he was probably the best actor, and they killed him off real quick, actually, too. Thinking about it.
Because I just couldn't take him serious because all I saw was Esquire, but he actually was playing his part. You know what I mean? Like he was doing the damn thing.
And the thing is, though, when you get those type of actors that we've seen play different roles and stuff like that, you got when it comes to power, I give them a chance. Like I got to, because I got to be able to trust you or whatever. But they just didn't give him enough screen time, and I was believing it. I'm like, oh, who's this Rico
I was
cat?
believing it.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, this is about to be something. Then they killed him. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, I didn't. Oh, so let's talk about the side pieces and their fates and all of this. So we had Ramirez, who was Monet's side piece, and then we have Paula, who was McLean's side piece. And it's just crazy how both the side pieces, one of them basically lost her job. Not basically, she did. Whether she quit or, I think she left because they were going to come for her. But either way, she lost her job, and then at least that was better than Ramirez because his ass got killed.
That was a throwaway death. Like,
yeah, that was.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm surprised he lasted that long.
I didn't expect him to go that quickly.
I thought he would have been. Yeah.
I thought he would have been around for a while because he was someone important to them, and they're a main character that I knew none of them were gonna die. I'm surprised they had Drew get shot. I didn't expect them to like have a main character even get hurt. So I liked the surprise. Like I didn't expect none of that shit in episode 110. So that's what this episode 109 and 110 had me like excited. Like I'm sad it's on break now because I'm like, damn, I'm excited about the show because I don't know what the hell is about to happen because I didn't expect none of that shit. Like
they left it so open.
Yeah, I wondered if Tommy would come, but I didn't. I was like, yeah, right. You know what I mean? Like I was so happy when I seen his car. I was like, my nigga, like, and then but then I didn't think we would actually get a scene with him because nobody posted anything, obviously.
We got a few scenes. His first line, he came in hard on him.
Yeah. And he got a lot. He got a lot to get off his chest because he lost a lot.
Tommy did lose a lot.
He lost Holly.
He lost two girls.
His dad.
Yeah.
His best friend. Like at the end of the day, that was still his brother.
Yeah, and which his brother told him on his deathbed, "Do not kill my son."
Yep.
And then in the future, you watch the news, and then you hear your name on the news that like, look, she said it was you. So yeah, he got a lot.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So, let's talk about Tariq's love triangle, because now we done seen him. I didn't know we was gonna get Effie
I
the
knew
way
she was
we
coming
did.
back.
I
I knew
knew
she was
she
coming
was
back.
coming
I'm
back,
happy
but
she
I didn't
came
think
back.
she was coming back that quickly. But yeah, I was happy she came back, because I guess I'll go first, because like seeing him with all of them, it's very interesting, because he's actually been hurt by all of them in little ways, if you really want to go there. But the thing that sets Effie apart is Effie is from before at least his dad. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't before Raina, but it was before his dad, and it was before Lakeisha. And so he was able to like, he really liked her, you know what I'm saying? But she hurt him. And that's, men take hurt harder than women, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have more resilience when it comes to that. But so we have that, and then we have Lauren, who, yes, he likes her, but then again, he knows now for sure, based off what she said, that she ain't gonna accept all of him. Like,
Mm-hmm.
she ain't gonna accept dope boy Tariq. She's only going to accept Stanford or whatever school they go to, Tariq. So there's that. Then we got Diana, who Monet is always going to be a factor. So that's always going to make things tricky. You know what I mean? Because it's business at the end of the day. So Effie, I like Effie for him. Like, in my opinion, I feel like she understands him, accepts, she's like his, she's him, the female him, basically.
For the show, I think it's Effie. Personally, I think he needs to focus on the money. He needs to focus on himself. That's what he needs to do.
I think the show created 3 options. All 3 options are good for him, but all 3 come with cons. So, well, actually, I take that back. Like, if he wanted to go the straight and narrow route, stay in college, get with old girl, I think that means he's out of the game before he even really, get a name for himself in the streets. He's out of the streets before he even blows up. And then he just lived a white picket fence life. With Effie and Diana, like, they're somewhat similar. It's just that I think that family that he's attached to will be dangerous, because they will always be a part of the streets, will bring him back in. Even though they understand him, it's something that he might not want to be a part of, which leads me to Effie. Like, she's probably not a part of a drug family or anything like that, or a gang, but at the same time, she gets her hustle on. And that might tempt him to get back into the streets because she understands him. So all of these women understand him. You know what I mean? They're all good for him. It's just that there's some things that's attached to them that might affect him.
I think ultimately, though, and I think this is just kind of a guess on my part. I think he might fall for Lauren.
Yeah.
Because I think out of all of them, I think, like you said, Diana, that's always going to be business. Effie, I think he likes Effie, but I don't think he trusts Effie.
Yeah,
all
that's
the way.
the part that messes him up.
And I think he likes Lauren, but I don't think he thinks Lauren will accept him.
Yeah.
He's going his dad route.
Exactly. That's exactly how.
His dad was trying to get out, and eventually he wanted to get out and be with Angela. This is the same thing.
I don't think he knows
Exactly the
that
same
he's,
thing.
but I don't think he's at the point yet that he knows that he wants to get out. He's only 18. So I don't think he's like, "Oh, I'm out." That's why he said to, what's his name, if I decide to get out, because I think he's probably in a state of shock. You see them bringing back him remembering Lakeisha. Man, when they had that, I almost cried, because I didn't expect to just, like, that's just how invested I was in them people. That, so you see him starting to kind of like process his grief. You see that everything that he was working towards worked itself out in, man, a dope way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it sucks that she has to go to WITSEC, but it is what it is because that's better than going to jail. I don't know why she left Yaz, but you know, they had that.
Yeah, has been left.
Yeah, like they had to happen for a reason.
but I think he does want to get out, but he just knows that he doesn't have the chance to get out yet. Remember, the whole purpose was for him to get his mom out of jail.
Mhm.
You know what I mean, or out of prison. But the thing was, there's still too many loose ends. You still got Two-Bit out there. You still got Tommy out there, and he had got involved with his family. So he wouldn't have got involved with his family if it wasn't for his mom actually, being in prison. So it was a lot of loose ends. Now
Right.
I'm assuming that, let's just say hypothetically, Tommy dies. You know what I'm saying? He pays Two-Bit like double the money that he keep asking for. Everything is settled. Saxe got to
Nah,
die too.
he still's got to settle the family though, because remember, Monet wasn't trying to let Tariq go either.
Family too, but I think he can fix that because just like he changed their order, he's just gonna have to figure out how to change it back. If he can't do that, body's got to hit the floor.
But I don't want to leave the Tejadas just yet. Monet Lorenzo, because that's a very interesting dynamic. Like as we got to keep watching them, so that's why it took me really the whole season to figure out how I felt about the show. Like I was gonna watch it because I'm a fan, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna lie and say that from the first episode I was feeling how I feel now, where I'm like excited about it because I just wasn't sure Tariq could do it. Like, let's be real. But I'm like, I'm gonna see, but it was just, we'll get away from that. So Monet and Lorenzo, very interesting dynamic because I see I thought she was a yes ma'am, like whatever Lorenzo says go. I didn't expect to see her like buck up to him the way she did. I mean, it wasn't like reckless, but I just didn't expect to see that. I thought she was just gonna, and I thought it was interesting that because I thought maybe he already knew she was sleeping with Ramirez, but clearly not. You know what I'm saying?
He knows. He knows.
Well,
I think it's one of those things where he knows, but I don't think she think he knows.
Yeah.
That's how I took it. Like, oh, he don't know. He's not supposed to know that he's smashing.
but I don't think he knows because I think if he knew, he wouldn't have said this better not be about more than whatever.
He's more of a businessman than anything.
Yeah, so
I
but
think
I think he would have just like straight out said it or like I know I don't know.
Nah.
Sometimes no, he wouldn't have just straight up said it.
Sometimes you want to be in denial, but he know. Like he first of all, he's not a dumb guy. He's not dumb at all.
True.
But I definitely think in his head, like, come on, everybody, you can, hey, your man can go to jail for 6 months. He gonna be thinking something in his head.
I think he knows, he just is waiting to find out.
All right.
Because if he didn't know, I don't think he would have said anything.
He can't put a hit out on him unless he has somebody else in that department under in his pocket. So I think that's why I said he's business first, because it's like he needs that cop on the street.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if his emotions got involved, that's the reason why he got his son ass whooped, because his son reacted off of emotions. What you gonna do? She's outside. She's outside of that prison. She gonna come here like once or twice, maybe 3 or 4 times a month. You know what I'm saying? For a couple of hours. That's it. You know what I mean? If you think that, I don't think he that dumb.
Let's circle back to 2-Bit real quick, because besides the fact that it was just dope to see him, you know what I'm saying? Because I always liked 2-Bit's character. But what I love seeing first off was seeing him go visit Spanky's mom. You know what I mean? I just thought that just showed, because I'm sure he didn't really expect Spanky to die. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that's what he expected. And so, but maybe he did. I don't know. But
Yeah, as soon as you snitch, I think he knew. That's why he had that like that smirk on his face. That's why he did pay respects to her at least.
yeah,
That was his boy.
And if he know Tommy did it, was like, bro, whoever Tommy got his eyes set on, we might as well just chalk it up. Because if it wasn't for Tariq being the mastermind towards the end of the episode, Tasha was dead.
Oh yeah, him knowing Tommy and knowing that Tommy wasn't gonna stop.
Yep.
But when chess is your game, you think on that type of level. But also with 2-Bit though, I really like seeing him like teach Tariq some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, do this. Like, yeah, talking shit and all that stuff too, but also like looking out for him, because really he's the one that killed that GTG dude in the pool or whatever. And so I liked seeing that, because it's like Tariq, in my opinion, his character is, he was not maybe all these people's blood, but he was raised by all these people. So it's that whole nurture versus nature. Like, nature says things are biologically passed on to the next person. It could be hair color, whatever. But nurture says that, but if I raise you, then I can also influence how you're going to become. And so when I look at Tariq, he is the perfect mix of Ghost, Tasha, Tommy, Kanan, Sean, even, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I not fully Sean, but for sure them other adults, because those are, and now it'll be Monet, you know what I'm saying? And he's a sponge and whatever. And so, but I was surprised when 2-Bit went to the door that Tariq, like, they never saw each other in the first book, because for him to say, "Do you know who I am?" and he's like, "I think you look kind of familiar," and that seemed genuine, like he really had.
But 2-Bit,
I don't think they had too many. I don't think they did. Not together.
2-Bit never came to the. He never came to Ghost's house.
He never came.
Not the truth.
That's true. Okay.
You know what I mean? So
but he wasn't with Kanan. Like, how did Tariq meet Kanan? Oh, through Dre.
Didn't he meet him through Sean?
He met him through Sean.
Oh, okay. I was thinking, okay, all right. I guess that was the only part that I was kind of like, and even at first I was like, why would Ghost owe him money? But I forgot he killed Dre and Ghost. You know, so I had to like sit there for a minute after that. Like, what I miss?
I was surprised he actually came back for Tariq, and they actually wrote that in. That was actually nice that they wrote that in for him.
Well, yeah, because I feel like they heard the audience. I'm gonna just say this is quick. I feel like they heard the audience's complaints about the writing, because the writing was way better this series. These nigga tying up loose ends, decisions they made, even if I didn't agree with it, it's like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't have to guess when the timeline was on some major things. There were still things I was like, huh? But
you got to give them a pass though, because usually when you put the first series out, like, this is all we got. So sometimes you got to wait until like mid-season or towards the end of the season to see if we're going to get a renewal, because of how hot it is in the streets. At that point, they start killing off everybody, because how are you going to write them in? I believe all these series that we're getting didn't come about until probably the second half of Power.
Probably.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I mean they probably they probably took a chance and created all this stuff, but it's like and started to create
I
all this
doubt
stuff.
it. I doubt
But
it.
you got to think like this is why Empire, they lost that matchup with. I mean, Empire lost that matchup with Power a long time ago because the writing was so bad from the get go. You know what I mean? So
Right.
you got to give him a little bit of credit because not only did they have to switch up the writing for this series, but they had to make it look a little sloppy towards the end of the original Power because you got to kill off some of these people. They're not going to be able to make it to the next one.
Yeah.
A lot of them should have got killed off.
Yeah, hey, when they killed Proctor, they killed Keisha.
Man.
I'm like, damn, they killing everybody.
Yeah. I didn't expect that, but Saxe and Davis. That's gonna be interesting.
You talking about that scene?
I just like their dynamic because in their own ways they know how to, fuck the other person or whatever. Pause. But yeah, like
The lawyers and the prosecutors are the best actors too.
Man, Saxe is a good lawyer. We didn't get to see that. Saxe got a sex scene. I was like, what the hell? Like
Saxe definitely got a sex scene before Tariq. They know and they when they gave Tariq his chance, they said, nah, we can't put the youngin on TV like
please don't
Oh no, I was happy that how they did that.
Yeah, I'm like, and we had just talked about that. Like, yeah, he should get some, but I don't want no.
And the cold part about it is I can't help but to think like it's because he still actually looks like a child.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because everybody else damn near had a sex scene.
Even Brayton.
Yeah.
But I think Courtney and whoever else is also thinking of the fact that as the audience, we watched him not only grow up in this show, for sure, we watched him grow up in the show, but just in other movies and stuff. So it's like, but I think it's for sure the show part where she's taking that into consideration. Thank God, because I didn't want to see that. I didn't want to see that. Or maybe he doesn't do them. It could be that too. Maybe he's maybe he's never. You don't do that, and that's
Tariq is still built like a 12-year-old soccer player. So
yeah,
I don't think we want to see that.
Right. Let's talk about Tariq and Brayton's relationship because it's been really because we've seen it develop since book 1.
Brayden is gonna be Tommy.
Yeah,
Brayden really likes this. Like he likes being in that game.
Yeah, but it's better than because I feel like Tariq is more honest than Ghost. A little than Ghost. I didn't say honest overall. I said more than Ghost.
I'm gonna disagree with that.
Yeah.
Because I think Ghost at one point told Tommy like, "This is all yours. I need to get out." Period. Right? And he told him the plans. Tariq, every episode is getting barked at by somebody, including Brayden, because he doesn't tell him enough. Which, in his defense, he shouldn't have to tell you because he's been trying to keep Brayden out of this from the beginning. You know what I mean? And I think Tariq just tries to protect himself a little bit more because I don't think he want to lose the people around him.
I think he could have been a lot more honest with Brayden. I mean,
yeah, I guess you're right.
I don't get why he was lying with him.
I think it was I think he didn't want to have him involved, but I agree. I think he already involved now.
Exactly.
I mean, his brother then got smacked up and put on a corner. You know what I mean?
What? Hey, hold on, I gotta question real quick. When he said he killed his best friend, who was that?
What you mean he killed his best friend?
I thought he might have been talking about his, because I didn't know who he was talking about as well too. But I thought he was thinking about his sister.
Yeah, I thought that too, but I don't see how that would fit into that because when he was saying that, he said I killed, like he pulled the trigger and all these things. He didn't. That was different. I don't know.
Because the only bodies he has on him is that cop His dad, and now Jabari.
The teacher. But I think it
What
could have been
cop? Wait, I don't remember the cop.
the
The
dirty
cop
cop.
the cop who killed his sister.
Oh, yeah,
And so he could have been talking about his sister, or he could have been talking about his pops. Who knows?
That was I actually had to think about that too. That was a good. I think he was talking about his sister.
Because I was like, when
think
he
he was
said
talking
it,
about his sister.
I watched the episode twice, and it still didn't make sense the second time. So
I mean, I can understand him saying like, "Yo, the reason." I mean, because he's been blaming himself. Like the reason my sister's gone is because of me. So I'm damn near the one that pulled the trigger.
Right. I think it was because he said his father. I killed my dad. I killed my best friend. So I think he was talking about his sister. I think he was.
It was so funny to see when Tariq and Brayton made up or whatever when there was beefing. He's like, "Oh, well, you want to watch this movie? Like, just all right, we ain't got to talk about it. Let's just let's get it." I just thought that was funny. Jabari, okay, we know he dies, which I was not sad, but we got to talk about how much of a weirdo he is. Like, and you're a writer, and I'm a writer, and no, that's not because you're a writer that you're like that. Like, he's weird, and you see how when he thought that detective was trying to get with Carrie, how he just was really trying to cock block on whatever, but he knew by the end, he knew Zeke is what it was because he saw the way he grabbed her elbow, and why would that be, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
I think he's just one of them cats that, I mean, I don't think he struggles with his identity, but obviously he struggles with his emotions because he had a relationship with his coworker, and he everybody got that jealous trait, you know what I mean? And by him having emotional ties to her, and he didn't know who it was, like, look, we've all been there before. When you love somebody or in love with somebody and they with somebody else, yeah, you start doing some weird shit like taking pictures of people, you know what I'm saying, and trying to piece murders together at the same time, involving all this information in your book because you're trying to be successful.
Right.
So that's just a recipe of being a weirdo. He went the extra mile to get his career back on path as far as his book. He won his girl back, and he just went about it the wrong way.
Yeah, you're right.
What y'all think about when Tasha and Monet met up? Because I didn't know that was ever gonna happen.
That was my first time where I was like, Tasha, you better talk your shit.
Yeah.
I don't care nothing about all this gang banging, all this drugs and thing. I want my son. We out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's just interesting how I know Tasha went in there expecting to get her way, and not only did she not get her way, but that's when she found out Tommy was out.
But Tasha was never really about that life.
No, she wasn't.
She was never really about that life. The only time she ever really thought about it was killing Lakeisha, and that was when it involved her family, involved her son, and she did what she thought she had to do.
Man, she did it because it was Tariq. She wouldn't have did that if it was ghost related.
But at the same time, I'm glad you brought up Ghost. The reason why she didn't have to set trip, or she hasn't had to set trip, is because she always had Ghost. So if anything came down to their kids, she knew damn well Ghost was gonna take care of it. She don't have nobody but Tariq, and that's who she's trying to save. She's not a gangster. She wasn't, and technically, she wasn't supposed to kill her friend. But at the same time, though, like, look, I'm out of this shit. I want my son. I felt her on that one. At the same time, I think she got punked because I know she knows the game, and it's like, well, goddamn, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing you can really say because you was a part of an organization, so you know how, and your organization is a little bit higher than this organization, so you know how this goes.
She got a mouthpiece on her though. She knows how to tap into like what people want or something to try to get what she wants. That's
Hey,
what like.
when it comes to your kids, you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting. I didn't think they'd ever meet. It was interesting. I really liked seeing Tommy go see Cash though. Like
Yeah.
that really just but then I had to think how long this is where with the timelines because how long was Tommy and
Hey,
Lakeisha even together?
Cash looked grown, didn't he? A little like
Yeah.
he grew up like within a year or two, did he?
It's only been a year. It's only been a year since we last seen him.
with
He's got a
you,
little deeper.
you know what? I mean, I don't know because I mean, Tommy's. I ain't gonna lie to you. Tommy sounded a little different to me. He sounded a little different. He still looked the same. Everybody else looked the same. But he was the only, like you said, Cash was the only one that looked like he had a growth spurt, like out of nowhere. You know what I mean? So maybe he might have grew during
He
the
he
pandemic.
on that Yaz life because that girl should not be as grown as she is. She
Right.
aging dog years.
I get
About
mad every time they bring up Yaz. I really do. I
Yeah.
really, really, truly do. I'm like, is she even a part of this family or what? Y'all can bring her up just every now and then.
she's the Kane of the family. She gonna be coming to her mom talking about I'm your daughter too.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if they figure out how to make her character important, 50 is the GOAT. I'm sorry. I'm saying it right now. Here to go.
Yeah.
Oh man, there was something I wanted to say. As far as one of the characters actually.
I will say this though. I
Mm.
wanted Saxe dead. I don't think they need Saxe.
Yeah.
They need
Uh,
Saxe. That is a hell of a strong character right there.
You know what? The writers of
Tamika.
Power are the goats because they had the ability. I hated Tariq last series. I hated him. And they made Tariq likable and me understand him. I hated Saxe. I wanted Saxe dead. They made Saxe where I'm like, okay, well now I understand why he's the way he is. And then also like, well, damn, he's a good ass lawyer. Like,
I think he's
what?
good as for the show, but I still think he dirty though.
Oh yeah, he dirty.
Oh yeah, he dirty. He dirty.
He definitely good for the show.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing was illegal.
Oh yeah.
In all things he did. Why the hell was Riley in the courtroom? I didn't like that was they just did that. Like there was no reason for that.
I didn't understand that either. The only thing that I could come up with is that she probably felt everything was gonna come, crashing down. Like Tariq is about to go to prison. Boom, here I am. That's the only thing I can come up with. Other than that, she did not need to be.
I didn't
there at all.
understand why she was there. And even with what you said, I don't think she's as advanced of a thinker like that. Like I just think she was shocked that Brayton found out or whatever. That's just my thoughts on her.
I wonder if she's gonna come back ever. If she's gonna ever have
If she's not dead, anybody could come back. That's what Courtney said. So clearly, because why the hell we got to see pause, man? Like we did not need more pause scenes. Like
that was the only character I was mad that they did bring back because I was mad the season 6 of the original Power when they made a whole episode about her.
And that made me so mad. So it's like we didn't need to see her again.
I think eventually they're gonna drift away from it. They're gonna drift away from her. I mean, unless they tie it in and she catch a body, she might catch a body. You never know. She might try to take out Tasha or some shit like that. I don't know, but I don't know. As the other series start to pile up, we're gonna drift away from it. But they still left this wide open though. You know what I mean? They left the ending was just wide open, which makes me believe that we're gonna get a continued series of this. or unless they might do something where they tie in the characters to other people's series.
No, there's definitely gonna
Mm.
be a season 2. They have already said that on Instagram. So
Okay,
they
yeah.
definitely got like this is because Stars agreed to renew for season 2. So that's what they were posting. So when they say things, this is what I'm seeing about 50 Cent when it comes to the business. Like this man is trying to have his hand in some stuff. He got liquor, he got TV, and he creates shows that toying on the emotions of people. Like we're tied to these characters even through all the bad writing and the
Yeah.
all that. We were emotionally drawn in, tied to characters. How I could say I hate this, I hated and meant hated. I could separate them from the actor, but still Tariq, the character, in every movie he's been in, can't nobody raise him. But somehow, just like every other movie, he becomes likable at the end. So I guess, it took, I think they were smart to take the whole season to like want you to get away from the trial, because I just remember thinking I cannot see watching 5 seasons of this or however many they try to make it. You know what I mean? Like I just can't see that. And they did a really good job though of going into detail to get away from that, so that I'm excited to see what the new Tejadas are gonna look like.
But you know what? I think 50 changed the game as far as having spinoffs. Because
Mm-hmm.
back in the day when they did a spinoff, it was usually just like one show. You know what I'm saying? Where
Yeah.
like for example, you had the Cosbys and you got a different
Mm-hmm.
world. You know what I
Yep.
mean? But he did it to where it's like, look, not only am I gonna have a spinoff, but these are going to be the characters from this main series. Is
Uh-huh.
going to represent all these series that I'm going to give y'all. And then that's why I said he could build a Marvel universe
Mm-hmm.
depending on what he does after these series.
Well, they said like, because I like watching Courtney's interviews, because then I get to see the mind behind the creator. Because 50 Cent has his part, yes, but she's really more so the creative writer and doing all that side of it. He's not into that as much as he is the business side of it, which is equally as important.
Right.
And then he got into directing or whatever. So the sky's the limit for him, clearly. But I think they're trying to do what has never been done with TV before. She said something similar to that. So I think they are trying to have the Marvel, and that's why they say power never ends. Like I think they mean that. Like they're trying to have something that, knowing if you got these fans, it may dip off, but you know what? Kayliana wasn't watching old Power, but she's into it now. She's been watching it because it's college kids. But you know what? If they would have had the college kids first, I don't think I would have watched that. Like, I don't think I would have. I watched it because it was Ghost, Tommy, da 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 da. I'm continuing to watch it because now we in this thing. Like, but there are adults in there too, so that's good.
Yeah. He created Ghost. Ghost is the main character in all of these series.
Yeah, in all
So
of these series.
Do you think Ghost is really dead?
Yes.
I think he is, but for a long time I thought, I had him up there with Pop. I was like, that nigga not dead.
I thought he was dead
He's
until
dead.
what Tariq said, even though he said ghosts, like I heard the S, but when he just ghosts never die, like, cause he didn't say you might be dead. He said you might not be here, but ghosts never die.
Yeah,
I don't think Courtney would do that.
You know what though? Say it.
Man, I don't know.
I
We
I
don't
don't
know
think
her
Courtney
like
would do
that.
that. I don't think Courtney would do that, man. I don't think she.
Mm.
Maybe like how you said, like it's a Marvel universe. Maybe he might come back in a different universe, or like maybe in the past or something. But I
she
don't.
said she thought about doing that with Angie. She says she thought about doing faking the death, but she said I didn't want to go that route. She never had that type of dialogue for Ghost. So she could have faked his death. We didn't see him at the hospital. And if we don't know, it's a big chunk of time. We don't know what happened. We didn't see. We saw him got shot, and then we saw the news say he was dead. We didn't see anything else.
And that's what makes me that brings me back to. And I'm sorry, what I was gonna say. We was talking about bad writing. Tommy dying in this show in this last episode, how they made Tommy fake, how they faked his death.
Yeah,
for real though.
For real. What did he say? He threw 2 molars in there or something like that. Come on, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've never been part of burning somebody's body, but I know that motherfucker don't go to crisp like that. Like to ashes. Hell no. First of all, you need to clarify if there was another body in there.
Yeah, that's what I think they had to do. I didn't even hear him say nothing about the molars. See, that was the first thing I ever heard, and I watched it twice.
He said he took out his 2 back ones.
Yep. He said, "I hate to have done this for nothing."
Yeah,
but see, Tariq is smart as hell because he studies. He probably gonna pursue psychology in college. You feel me? But he studies people and knows them, and said, "I knew you weren't trustworthy because you hold a grudge forever." Like, so he studies people and knows. But people who are into chess are critical thinkers because you're trying to think ahead and be strategic and strategize. You know what I'm saying? Whereas if you play in checkers, you're just reacting to you move, I move, you move, I move. Whereas chess, you're like steps ahead. You know what I'm saying? You try to be. So Tariq is that, I don't know. That's just really stood out to me in this season, in this series. But more towards as we're getting to see more about how he moves. Yeah.
But said, look, so I feel you on Ghost, right? But to me, they be listening though, said. They be listening to us. Like they be on Twitter, they be on Facebook, they be on
put
IG.
the theme song back. Yeah. Yep, they listen.
They be listening, so they know how many people was Ghost fans and Ghost enemies. Like there was a side, and I was actually for Ghost. So they know a lot of us were saying, nah, he didn't die. He didn't die. You know what I mean? So I will say this. They making it seem like he's really dead. I believe somewhere down the line we gonna see this nigga with gray hair.
You gonna see him?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's probably more hope. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want him to die or go out like that. But like Tamara just said, like ghosts. Like everything it's conspiracies all around his name.
You
know what I
mean? Intentional. She does stuff on purpose, and she does stuff on purpose, and she has the right to change her mind. So maybe she wasn't going to, maybe it was just like he's dead. But then, like Baylor said, she listened to the people, and she's like, you know what? We could write him back in because we've created this whole whatever.
Hey,
how do you write him back in though?
The cool part about it is I actually believe in my heart that she was like, all right, I'm cool with Ghost being dead. But then it's like she just said, like we really don't know if he died. It went from him being shot to this nigga's in the grave. Like we didn't see none of it. We didn't see them like none of that. Like when Angela died, I was like, nah, she didn't die. When they showed that dead body, I said, oh no, they killed my baby.
Yep. They've pretty much shown everybody's dead body, but Ghost.
Proctor. They ain't show. Oh no, they did.
But Proctor, Proctor.
They showed it.
We know Proctor. Yeah, we know it wasn't no escaping that.
Not far.
Yeah, they
Ghost
lit his
got
ass
shot
up
once. I mean, and he may be dead, but I just think
Angie got shot once.
Who?
Angie got shot once. Damn, they're in the same spot.
Yeah. But they showed her on that cold table though.
Yeah, she was cold as hell. Blue.
Man. Yeah. So
But the thing about it is,
I just don't.
they have the door open to where it could. So that's all. They might not, but I think because a lot of unexpected things happen, none of us expected that Tasha was gonna get off. Nope.
They would have to explain so much.
Nobody expected that Tommy was coming back. And also, in that moment, technically, Tommy didn't verbally, in that moment, promise Ghost that he wouldn't kill Tariq. Ghost said, let him go. Tommy didn't say anything. He didn't say, like, all right, I won't kill him. So, like, did you have a conversation with him later? Do you know he's alive? But I don't know about that one. I feel like it'd be the DNC knew whatever and did whatever, and I mean clearly they're powerful people. Nigga told the judge to get out the room.
I guess you can. I guess you can,
but now that you say that though, I'm kind of like I'm probably a little bit on sad part on his side because it's like if he's not dead, somebody got to know. I don't believe if some of them people knew. I don't think it's a show. If some of them people knew.
Yeah, they would have to explain so much going back.
That's why I was like, I don't think it had to be he was in like WITSEC or something. You know what I'm saying? Like he had to leave everybody behind, and because that's usually how it goes when people fake their deaths. Like nobody knows, so it had to be that. But I mean, and it might not be, but we'll see because I didn't expect to see Tommy at all. Like I said, and I didn't expect Tasha to get out. I didn't expect Ramirez to get killed already. Like maybe next season, but not the first season. And I didn't expect Jabari because he seemed like an important part of Tariq's life. But
I didn't like Jabari, but I was a little upset to see that he passed away. Yeah, I was like, man, that was quick. That was quick.
And he passed away for being too goddamn nosy.
Yep.
And Tariq said he was like, bro, I shouldn't have to kill you, but you just you're doing too much. And you got it wrong. Like, bro, for the longest you thought I'm taking down the teacher. Like, no, it's not me. If his emotions wasn't like that, then he wouldn't be dead.
Mm-hmm. Man, that's crazy.
Killed himself.
Bye, cock blocker. I'm trying to think. I don't have anything else in my notes.
And he was actually a good actor too, man. I don't know, man. I know I didn't like Jabari because he was a little creeper, but I don't know.
Like I even understood what he was trying to do. Everybody battles with their own demons. His just happened to be like he's insecure about his writing, and he doesn't know how to. I don't think he knows how to be in a relationship, but he wants a relationship with just one woman.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But he gonna get his off with his TAs. So he struggled. Everybody struggles with something. It's just that he didn't control his emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And the book that was about to be so fire was based off of reality.
Yeah.
And I mean, I couldn't see Tariq ever letting him write that ever. So.
Oh no, Saxe would have been all over that.
Yeah, it was never gonna happen. But Tariq is smart as hell and knows how to get what he needs, and he makes calculated risks. Like he probably thought he was gonna die because of not bringing Monet her money, but he made that choice, and he's one thing I like about him versus Ghost is I feel like he's a little more willing to own up to his like mistakes. Like he didn't want his mom to be doing that. You know what I'm saying? He would have took the time. He would have actually done that.
That's true.
So that's one thing where he's set apart. Like, yes, he has Ghost ways, but he also has Tasha's ways and all the other people I mentioned. Like, he's not just like Ghost because he runs off of emotion too at times, like Tommy.
Yeah.
And he understands the code of the street and makes choices accordingly and is willing to deal with the consequences.
Hey, but never tell a killer or a potential killer that you're not the killer. Don't do that.
Yeah, that is true.
If you need to learn anything about the male ego, it's
Yeah.
extremely fragile in any situation. So if you tell him, I don't care if you on your bro, you're not a killer. I got to now. I gotta prove you wrong. I gotta prove you wrong. What I'm gonna say, all right, you know what, you're right. Let me help you. I'm like, no, bro, you gotta go now.
Yeah.
Tariq is smart. Tariq is real smart. I like how he talked Kane off a ledge too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Kind of made Kane open up and actually see that he was.
You gotta give Kane some credit too, though.
Yeah.
You gotta give Kane some credit too
because he made that choice to listen.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
I think because he finally heard him say, like, if you kill me, like, what do you think Monet's really going to do?
You'll never, you might as well go on a run, bro.
You know what I mean? So, like,
yeah.
I guess the only thing I didn't like about that scene was how Jabari got shot, too.
Because how the hell did you miss Tariq completely?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, Tariq must be a bullet or see-through.
Well, I thought he did that on purpose, though.
But how did he miss? Like, you trying to tell me he got aim like that? Like you said,
that's some good aim.
everybody is a marksman in power.
You gotta remember between Power and The Walking Dead. Everybody's a sharpshooter. You know what I mean? remember Kane came in there. He came in that building sniping cats. I'm like, where did you learn how to shoot like that?
Yeah. Monet, because apparently Monet made him that way, so she must have a marksman academy that.
Oh well, she do because she shot somebody in the neck.
Yeah, right. Like what?
At least she was a little closer.
But still, that everybody's a sniper. Yep. All in all, though, I could say now I am a fan of this series. Before it was just I was a fan of Power and the characters and whatever. But now I'm like, I like this dynamic of getting to watch Tariq grow up. It's interesting. He grew up a privileged kid, never had to want for anything, to a street dude, but also still in college. Like, it's just different. It's like, I don't even know, because I can't even say it's just like Ghost, because it's not. It's different.
I think he got that, like, I think he kind of went through that phase too after he almost got killed. I think that was the episode when he kind of really, like, started kind of looking at stuff like, okay, this is a chessboard. Like, because because you remember when Kane picked up the phone and called him, and he didn't know it was Tariq that he was calling. You seen Tariq's face. He was just like, look, he was like, okay. He was like, okay. And then he went to go talk to Monet at the end of it, which I think that's Monet's best acting scene actually ever. That was the only time I really actually believed her in any type of
scene. Same, because everything else is like, I hear what you're saying, but it don't sound convincing.
Right.
But no, that's when I was looking at Tariq and I was like, oh yeah, Tariq is he's about to he's about to put this together. He's about to do this damn thing.
Yeah.
He definitely is becoming his own man, and I'm excited because it's like, I don't know what's gonna happen, because it feels new again, and it didn't at first. Like, I was excited it was back because it's Power, but it's still, they had new folks, but they've always had some rival. Vincent, Loma, or whoever.
Lobos.
Lobos, yeah, it was L something.
Lobos. That was my favorite villain that they had in this show. Actually,
Yeah.
Lobos.
Yeah, he
That
was
little
solid.
fruity dude. I liked him. that dude was something else.
Weird. Yeah, but yeah, it still felt like power, and so y'all remember last time I was talking about how stuff triggered me, and it felt like season 6 of book 1. You know what I'm saying? But now it feels new. Now it feels exciting, and I'm like, man, I'm just impressed with, because I was wondering how they were gonna do a Tommy show. Like, yeah, I know obviously you could do whatever you want, but I love how I thought they were just gonna bring him out randomly whenever, wherever, but to actually show us now, like, they think he's dead. That's why he would, of course, go to Cali or somewhere. And he chose Cali, but it's interesting. But then there's Cash is still there, so that's just a doorway that he may come back, and he may never come back. But he said, "Call me," and they had that in there for a reason. So I think he will come back to New York at some point.
Oh yeah, he's definitely gonna come back.
Yeah,
I think he'll maybe have to come back. They'll probably write that in there.
probably.
Yeah,
It'll have to make sense.
As long as Cash is there, as long as Tariq is in New York, he gonna be there, and he probably still gonna look for Tasha from time to time.
You think they go? I don't know. I think when they write some stuff in there, I think. Well, you're right, Tam. So you never know with Courtney Kemp, but that last line when Tommy said that you'll never see me again, I think he meant that.
I think he did too.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think that might be the last we see Tommy and Tariq. Maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
I usually believe what Tommy says.
Yeah, and because unless something happens to where he feels like he has to save Tariq, that would be the only way, and I can't see what would cause that.
I don't see him saving Tariq after all this.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm just trying to think of how Tommy thinks. He's not going to just say, "Oh well, bygones be bygones." He don't move like that. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe if he was a connect or something, that's probably the only way I could see it. Maybe if they was a connect.
I don't even see him wanting to mess. Tommy is very emotionally driven.
Very. And that's why I believed him when he said we'll never see each other again. I was
they had that for a reason. Won't. They're cutting ties. Now Tasha, because remember, Tariq gave Tasha the phone and said, if anything ever happens, call me. So she could come back, you know what I'm saying? Or get a hold of him or something, you know what I mean? Something could happen to where he could interact with her. They cut them ties for a reason. Because Tommy was trying to become his own man anyway. And and he said, we not family when you killed your old man or whatever, however he said it. So it's like they said all that for a reason.
Yeah.
But he at least won't kill him because of Ghost. So his loyalty is still to Ghost. So if it wasn't for Ghost, he would have killed him for killing Ghost.
That's why Ghost's still alive. Oh, I just saw.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see.
You never know. Yeah.
We'll definitely see.
Yeah. I guess.
But no, I think that in my opinion, that might be the last we see of Tommy. And that with Tariq at least.
Yeah, but this was interesting. This was these last 3 episodes were really good. They really made me like the show even more than what I did. I'm excited. It's going to be interesting to now travel back in time to Kanan's life, but I think they were smart to have it be Kanan, somebody that, yeah, he's from the first book, but he wasn't so like enmeshed in the Tommy ghost that we can't separate. Like, we don't really know much about Kanan except he killed his son.
He was only in this. He was in there for like only about 2-3 Like maybe maybe 4 seasons. I don't think he was in there that long.
And we didn't know much about him, and you don't learn much about people if they're not a main character. So I guess that's because we're just learning about Saxe.
Yeah.
And we've been watching this nigga for 6 seasons, basically.
Yeah, we starting to learn a little bit more about Saxe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, y'all got any more thoughts?
Nah, man, I'm ready for the next series. Like I had them ranked at one point, but I ain't gonna lie to you. Like whichever one they come with, I would say my least, only because I just don't know what angle they're gonna come with is is Tate. I just don't know.
I was kind of surprised because he wasn't even that prevalent of a character when I ain't gonna say he wasn't important, but to have a whole series like that was different. I didn't expect that.
Tate's
like not Tasha Tate. Like we may never see Tasha again because we ain't gonna see her in Tommy's unless he finds her or something.
I think she'll pop back up in like the Power books and everything.
Yeah, she'll probably be in Kanan's because they're gonna be doing old, young Ghost and Tommy and Kanan.
She probably definitely in Kanan.
Yeah, but I don't know about nobody else's.
I think she'll pop back up in this. You don't think she'll pop back up with Tariq in this?
You know what? She could because she's not dead. So
yeah, I think she can. Yeah, she definitely gonna want to see what her son is up to. At least talk to him.
Yeah, they might do phone calls like when she was in jail where she's doing her thing with her life, but calling to check on him because she got the phone with his number programmed. So
yeah, I'm real interested in the season 2, man. They can do a lot of different things. They still gotta figure out what happened to that cop because you can't kill no cop and nobody knows about it.
Lorenzo obviously doesn't know yet. You know what I'm saying? Like I know Monet knew when he was talking, but Lorenzo will find out. So then there's gonna be that.
And then they're gonna have to build up their drug operation again.
Yeah.
Set up camp somewhere.
And Tariq, are you gonna go back to campus? Cause you know what I'm saying? I would hope he wouldn't stay with the Tejadas because
he has no choice.
Yeah, he has no choice. I think he wants to stay with the Tejadas. He actually called them fam.
Why did he
when they pulled up
campus?
Well,
because Tasha was telling him to pack up.
But now he's not going anymore. So I would think he would want some level of being separate, especially because I can't see him wanting to live with them. He still got to work for them, yeah, but I could see him wanting to have his own space.
The only reason why I say he might stay at school is that they still might run that operation through the campus.
That too.
But
she moved her whole business to Courts Correct. So if he tries to switch it up, that's why he told Brayton she's gonna need somebody to run it if I do get tired or whatever he said. Because she gonna have an issue with that. She likes structure and things to be how it's supposed to be, and y'all know what it is, so you better listen to me. And I don't know why you acting brand new, and all that stuff.
Yeah,
man, we gotta hold up. Carrie and Zeke, nigga. This nigga Zeke is in love with
Carrie. He got. I mean, I can't blame him.
That last episode, boy. That Zeke is a funny character. I actually like Zeke's acting. I actually don't think his acting is as bad as people say.
Yeah, a lot of people be on his acting, but I'm like, he just a regular cat that play ball, like
basketball.
Yeah, I think because everybody else be so serious and he not, you know what I'm saying?
Not supposed to be though.
No, and you know, I know jocks that are like that, that act exactly like Zeke, talk
Yeah.
like Zeke and everything, but they know how to
It's
play
like,
football.
I'm just trying to make it to the NBA. Like, I don't really know what's going on, but Monet also don't want him to know what's going on. So, like he said, she ain't gonna tell you everything. I wish you would have stayed away from my auntie, like I told you.
Hey, and it's the way he said it. Like I wish he
Yeah,
would have stayed away from it. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like I know they bad people. I just don't know the details. But I just know I know you're not supposed to be around them. You know what I
right,
mean?
right. He's processing it out loud. Like, man,
like
it's gonna be dirty on me, and I look guilty, and then I ain't never gonna make it to the NBA, and
man.
Hey, look,
just
there has been some emotional deaths. I'm gonna tell you right now, if they was to kill that boy out of power, I'm gonna be sad, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna be sad.
I'm
I
gonna
would
be
be
sick.
sad.
Like, just get him away. Like, go play overseas. It's okay if you don't make it to the NBA. Go play overseas. They write you out of
Mhm.
the story like that. Do not
mhm.
kill that boy.
Yeah, don't kill him.
50. I know you're a fan of the show. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't kill them.
I don't think my
Yeah.
heart can handle that
Don't
one.
kill him.
No, I was surprised that, like, Drew. I was surprised they even had any of them get shot. Like
Drew is my guy, bro.
yeah,
That is
like
my
Drew
guy,
is
man.
a boss. Like Drew, he doesn't want to be about that life because he's smart and he knows it's only a couple ways it's gonna end. But he is a boss though.
When
Like,
he
And he's
get
loyal too. He's
yep,
loyal.
when he get going, it's like he's like grease. Like the hotter that shit get, the more dangerous it can
yep,
get.
Mhm.
yep, yep,
You
yep.
throw some water on that grease, it is
Mhm.
over.
Because you saw the way he looked when he was beating up, what was his name?
Yeah,
Wop, whatever.
yeah.
Hey, can all right, let's talk about this. So the teammate or whatever, right?
Oh
That
yeah, that's in my notes.
Oh, what's his
so
name?
Man,
Derek or
I
something?
Hold on, Everett.
Everett.
is it Everett?
Yeah, I
Okay,
wrote it
gets
down.
he gets on my nerve. Like,
Mhm.
how do you run away in disgust? Like, what do you mean? This man is not only protecting you, but he's protecting his family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, don't
I
get me
didn't
wrong.
understand that.
Don't get me wrong. I know it's one of those things like, yo, don't take it too far. Don't kill nobody in front of me.
But he
But
had a gun to dude's knee.
yeah, come on, man. And then you run
And
away
he
like,
pulled the trigger, so had it not have been for Drew tackling him, Zeke would have got shot in the leg. Like he
yep.
was going to do it. He did it. Drew just so I didn't understand that either. And I'm just like, you
What do y'all feel about his character even living? Him like Kane letting him live and everything. You think he's gonna be like when that happened, I almost thought of him as like Dre.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
Yeah.
Like
See,
somebody that you would want to die, but he just keeps sticking around for some weird reason. He just keeps on living.
Yeah, I
yeah.
was a little shocked. You talking about the WAP or whatever his name is?
Wapo
Yeah,
or
Guapo, whatever. I was very surprised that he kept him alive, and
Yeah.
I was surprised about because of the fact that he came for your family. Like,
Yeah. Because
I
if Monet would have seen this,
yeah.
he would have been gone.
Hmm.
it made sense though. It makes a lot of sense that he did make him alive, keep him alive because he did need somebody.
Yeah.
He just needed money and influence and to feel like he was running shit, like he's trying to get Drew. Like, we don't need her or Lorenzo because now your daddy then put hands on you because of your or for your mom, which, okay. But that just, he's angry. He's hurt, really. And you see it every time his mom makes him feel like he's not part of the family, and I'm like, is that Lorenzo's son, or like
Mhm.
why is he the black sheep, especially if he does what you tell him to do.
But I think he's a black sheep, and that's because of him, though. Because Lorenzo was the first one to say, "You need to go get Kane back now," because
Yeah.
even though he wants Drew to run it, he know what Kane is. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's like, and that's also tough love. And Drew never put his hands on Monet, so he's not gonna get his ass whooped. The
Right.
daughter's scared of everybody, so she's not gonna put no hands on nobody. So in all honesty, that wouldn't have happened if Lorenzo was out, for one. But
Yeah.
two, if it did happen and he was out, then he would have been disciplining his son.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like I understood it. I mean,
It wouldn't have happened though if Lorenzo was out.
yeah,
You're right.
it wouldn't have happened.
Mm-mm. Nah,
But because he's locked up, he's not able to put his hands on his son like that.
yeah.
But you got it from. I'm talking about their rules. He got to get disciplined by their rules, and that's what happened.
Yeah, she, like you said earlier, and it's something that I didn't have it in my notes, but it's something that cause I like watched them all and then I binge watched them today to like take notes, you know what I'm saying? So I experienced it just watching it, and then it's like, okay, I don't want to forget these certain things. But she definitely, this is a business. You know your place in this organization. It doesn't matter if I carried you for 9 months and gave birth to you. Nigga, I'm your boss. You're my employee. And that's what it is. And it's just, she's not a mom. Like she is a mom, you know, by she gave birth to them and raises them, but she's not nurturing. That's what it
Yeah,
is.
she's not no man. Her nurturing is way down.
Yeah, like I thought I know that's an area I need to grow in because I didn't grow up being nurtured. So I'm more nurturing than my mom was and even is. But I could definitely grow in that area. But she makes me feel like Mary Poppins because goddamn.
Because the moment she was on the screen, she's had 2 moments where she's shown raw emotions. That was
Outside
that
the hospital.
outside the hospital when Drew got
Talk
shot,
about them crocodile tears.
and Zeke and that Zeke game clapping and shit. That was that's it. Outside of that is like, have you ever been happy in your life? Like you upset every day. You taking niggas' phones, you sticking them in rooms and telling them to count up some yayo. You said like nobody birthday coming up. Like, oh, I take that back. I take that back. They did have a birthday party in the very first episode, so I take that
Oh
back.
yeah, Zeke. It was Zeke's birthday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's the only one they care about. That's the only one.
That's it. Nobody else get a
And
birthday.
that's because that's their ticket out. So even that is a business. His place in the organization is play basketball, get to the NBA. So it's
She
like,
did talk to him exactly
yeah,
like that
so it's
too.
like either way, his part of his role, his job is just different. Like they're frontline and he's HR or I don't know, not HR, but he's something else. The mail room.
Let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all think between Power, the Book of Power, and probably even in the future series, do you think 50 pulled some of this stuff from his experience?
I know for sure that because Courtney has said Ghost was written based on her dad and 50 Cent's life. So this is why he's so invested in it. And this is why he puts his all in everything, yeah, but this is different level. You know what I'm saying? Like Kanan didn't really need his own. Shoot, Dre could have had his own. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he was around more than Kanan.
Dre could have had his own show actually if they would have kept him alive.
But Kanan being an important character because he was actually a what do you call he was actually a partner at one point.
Yeah. Which Kanan makes more sense than Tate either way.
Yeah. So the thing is, like, we need that background right there. I need that.
There's a lot of mystery with him too because he came and he left.
Yeah, because Kanan's past might unlock some secrets about Ghost that we don't know.
Mm-hmm. Because we know he gonna be somewhere in the series. Like
Oh yeah.
we just don't know when they met, so we don't know how quick. But I feel like it's gonna be early on because when I watched the music video for the theme song, they have some scenes from Kanan the series in there, and you see some white dude, and I'm like, that's probably Tommy. Now it might not be because you know how power is. So they make shit seem like it's something that it's not sometimes, but
Yeah.
I know Ghost, like, yeah, they've been knowing Kanan for a minute. So
Yeah,
Ghost,
he said he raised them. Like he taught
yeah,
them everything they knew, basically.
so so that means Tommy was there because that's his boy, his day one.
Man, shout out to 50, man. Like I said, I know you listen to the show, man. I'm gonna give you a call.
Hopefully 50 didn't kill his son. No, you talking about writing stuff that he
Oh
he
man,
left.
yeah.
You know he don't got a good relationship.
Man.
Yeah, that's yeah. So yeah, that has been Big Rich Towne Volume 2. We'll definitely be back. So just be on the lookout. I can't tell you.
So when we coming back in the summertime? That's when Kanan drops, right?
Yeah,
We
when is
definitely
Kanan drop?
coming back in the summer for sure, but we'll talk offline because I got some. I would like to. We'll talk offline.
Okay, little 50. I see what you're trying
I'm
to do.
just saying, I got some thoughts, but we could talk about it as soon as we end this. So let me get this administrative stuff off the way. Baylor, tell them about where to, all your stuff.
At Baylor the Great on all social media platforms. BTG for President. Overrun with BTG, part of the Rare Science Network. And that's it.
Yep.
I'm on Twitter mostly, so if you want that smoke,
it'll be in there. In that notes, Cedric.
Man, you can find me at Twitter, CLW51, Instagram, Facebook.
Hey, you got a photography page too. I'm gonna put that in the episode notes. Hey, promote your stuff, man. Shoot. So yeah, I'll put that in there. Get some merch, y'all. The sale for now has ended. I just got to sit down and do it. Designing some new stuff, so be on the lookout for that. And then I'm going to have another merchandise sale. But in the meanwhile, it's stuff there for all seasons. So I'm not going to just say hoodies, although it's hoodie season. But, I mean, there's other stuff. Also, if you want to support in a different way and if you want to help fund the TAM special that I so willingly drink every episode, buy me a coffee. Their link to do that is in the episode notes. I think the smallest amount is $5, but there's more. You can see how many sponsors I already have, so you can see that people have been supporting me. That's part of how I got my prize money, but you of course can do more than $5 if you want. I was just telling you the minimum amount. The sky is the limit, you feel me? So I would appreciate that. As always, take care of your mental, emotional, physical, spiritual health, all that good stuff. Again, Happy New Year. This is officially the first episode of 2021. Woo woo!
Oh wow.
And a new episode is dropping on Thursday. So if you catch this when it drops, then be on the lookout on Thursday as well. Thank you so much for your time. Bye.
Ladies and gents, this concludes transmission. Tune in next time for a whole new edition. Another adventure and mission to share, be heard, and clarify the vision of this whole new world for...